In the sun-baked streets of Dusty Creek, Arizona Territory, in 1875, the air shimmered with heat and carried the sharp scent of dust mingled with horse sweat as the ragged little town, a haphazard collection of wooden saloons, a single general store, and a weathered sheriff's office, hummed with the raw energy of auction day at the livery stable where ranchers from every corner of the territory converged to bid on livestock, saddles, rifles, and whatever scraps the broke or the departed had left behind, and there amid the crowd stood Jake Harlan, a broad-shouldered man of 35 with a face etched by years under the relentless sun and eyes the clear blue of high mountain springs. His Stetson tipped low as he leaned against a post, having clawed his double-bar H ranch out of nothing but pure grit and a handful of longhorn cattle, today driven by one purpose: to claim a horse, not just any horse but the legendary Black Stallion Midnight, said to be the swiftest beast in all Arizona, a creature that had outrun every challenger from Tucson clear to Tombstone, though its late owner, Elias Thorne, had gambled and drank away his spread, leaving only debts and a fierce daughter named Eliza to face the fallout, whispers swirling that she was beautiful in a wild, untamed way, proud and desperate all at once, and Jake had glimpsed her once riding into town, with her chin held high and auburn hair streaming beneath a wide-brimmed hat, nothing like the painted saloon girls, her green eyes burning with the same fire that could gentle a Mustang or shatter a man's resolve, and as the wiry auctioneer Silas Crow with his gravel voice and twitching mustache banged the gavel and called out the Thorne lots, saddles first, then rifles, then finally the crown jewel Midnight himself. The bids erupted fast and furious, 50 from a burly Lazy J hand, 60 countered instantly, Jake holding back, fingers brushing the precious wad of bills tucked in his pocket, saved through months of sweat and sacrifice, until Midnight was paraded out, prancing and gleaming like black obsidian, eyes rolling with nervous intelligence, and the price climbed. 80 from Jake, 90 sneered by Harlan Weaver, the valley's richest and cruelest rancher whose curled mustache and flinty gaze marked a man who owned half the land, rustled cattle on the quiet, and greased the law's palm, the bid surging to 150 while Jake's jaw clenched because he needed that stallion to chase down his herd before winter snows or Weaver's night riders stripped him bare. 200 bellowed Weaver with a smirk, Jake hesitating at his limit as the crowd murmured and Silas lifted the gavel, going once, going twice, when suddenly a voice sliced through the din like a whip crack: "Don't buy the horse." And heads whipped around as Eliza Thorne burst from the stable shadows, dressed dusty and hem-torn, face flushed with raw desperation, 25 years of hard ranch life etched in her strong curves and blazing green eyes, shoving through the throng straight to Jake. "Don't buy the horse," she cried again, voice shaking yet unyielding. "Buy me, rancher, I'll be yours forever." And the crowd gasped. Silas froze. Jake's heart hammered. What madness was this as she seized his arm with surprising strength? "Please," she whispered so only he could hear. "Weaver rigged everything. Midnight was Pa's last gift to me, but if you take me as wife the debt's passed to you. It's the only way to save the horse and the ranch." Jake staring stunned because bride auctions happened in these hard lands when women grew desperate, but Eliza Thorne begging unbroken. Proud Eliza Weaver barking a cold laugh. Girls lost her wits. Bid on the horse, Harlan, or get out of my way. Yet Jake's thoughts raced. He'd watched her two fought off saloon drunks while she waited tables after her father's death. Something in her gaze, fear and fire intertwined, pulled at him deep. 250 for the horse, Weaver shouted, Eliza's eyes filling. "Jake Harlan, I've seen you. Your fair Weaver will ruin Midnight. Use him to rustle by me. I'll work your acres bare. Your children be yours forever." The words hanging thick in the dusty air, the crowd buzzing. Silas stammering, "This ain't no bride sale." "It is now," she snapped back. "Pa's will gives the ranch to my husband. Bid on me, it's yours plus Midnight." Jake swallowing hard. This might be salvation or a clever snare, but Weaver's darkening scowl betrayed his hunger for the Thorne water rights, the valley's true gold. 300 for the girl, Jake roared, shocking himself. Laughter then stunned quiet, Eliza's fingers tightening on his. Weaver snarling. 350. 400. Jake pushing his last dollars into the fray, the war escalating. 500-600. The crowd roaring like a prizefight, Eliza standing tall yet trembling, Weaver climbing to 8, his face purple. 900. Jake bluffing. He had nothing left. Weaver sneering. 1,000. "And if I win, girl, you'll wish you'd kept silent." Eliza paling. Jake calculating fast, a hidden gold nugget worth 200 maybe, but Weaver could bury him. Going once. Silas began when a gunshot cracked, chaos exploding, men diving for cover, 3 masked riders charging from the alley, guns blazing. "This auction's done. One," yelled Weaver's rustlers, "come to snatch Midnight in." The uproar, Jake yanking his Colt, returning fire, a slug whining past his ear, Eliza snatching a rifle from the table, cocking it, expert get midnight, she yelled, Jake leaping to untie the stallion, bullets chewing wood, Eliza dropping a rustler clean from the saddle, the mob scattering screaming, Weaver disappearing into the fray, yet his voice thundering, get the horse and the girl, Jake vaulting bareback onto midnight, hauling Eliza up behind, hold tight, her arms locking around his waist as the stallion exploded forward, thundering down Main Street, dust boiling, two rustlers in pursuit, hooves pounding, head for the canyon, Eliza shouted over the roar, my pa's old hideout, Jake spurring midnight into a blinding run, the horse pure lightning weaving, wagons leaping, rails, shots cracking, a bullet clipping his hat, they burst into open desert, saguaro standing sentinel, the pursuers gaining, Eliza twisting to fire, one rider clutching shoulder, tumbling, the other swerving, but four more joined, Weaver leading. You'll pay, Harlan their chase a pounding nightmare, heat scorching, sweat blinding, why me, Jake yelled back, because you're not them, she answered, breath hot on his neck, pa called you the last honest man, Weaver murdered him, fake the gambling debt, Jake rage rising, Elias's death never sat right, if true this feud ran deeper than horseflesh or vows, they plunged into Red Rock Canyon walls, soaring echoes multiplying, gunfire ricocheting left through the narrows, Eliza directed midnight threading the needle. Rocks scraping, legs, pursuers cursing, the squeeze deeper, she pointed a brush-hidden cave, Elias's old outlaw bolt hole, they slid inside, Jake brushing tracks, midnight nickering softly in cool dimness, stocked with tins and blankets, Eliza slumping against stone, breathing ragged, thank you, Jake holstering, what now, Weaver won't quit, her eyes catching lantern glint, we fight, but first you won me, rancher, he gave a rough chuckle, ain't proper, nothing is in this country, she murmured, stepping close, lips brushing his soft, urgent, his arms enfolding her, kiss flaring fierce amid adrenaline, yet voices outside shattered the moment, Weaver's men hunting, torches flickering, dusk, Jake peering, five riders, we need a plan, she nodded, pa stashed dynamite for mining, blast the pass, trap them, they worked fast, wiring charges, midnight restless as gang entered narrows, Jake touching match to fuse, run explosion, thundering, rocks crashing, scream swallowed, pass sealed, two buried, Weaver raging, trapped on far side. Survivors cursing, Jake and Eliza remounting, midnight fleeing, secret trail to Thorn Ranch, night dropping, stars igniting, they reached adobe house corrals near empty, Eliza lighting lantern, face aglow, Weaver'll fetch law, claim theft, Jake warned, she smiled, not if preacher marries us come dawn, Jake eyebrow lifting, you mean it, her palm cupping his cheek, I did from the first cry, not only for horse or land but for life beside a man like you, they rode back moonlit, cautious yet unbroken, Sheriff Elias's old comrade hearing truth arresting, Weaver's remnants, cave ledgers damning, rustling empire at dawn, chapel vows spoken, midnight waiting outside, hay in mouth, then homeward to joined ranches, Eliza against him, don't buy the horse, she teased soft, Jake laughing low, I bought better, their years unrolled, cattle drives, blinding storms, quiet joys, children later, porch evenings, midnight grazing nearby, best bid ever, he murmured, hers forever, the promise born, that desperate cry echoing through their long shared life in the untamed West.